Hi, I'm Francis, the host of this show, Cooking with a Dog.
こんにちは。今日はチャーシューを作ります。とろっとろの煮豚は柔らかくて美味しいですが、今日は味付けした塊肉をじっくりオーブンで焼きます。
First, let's make the marinade for the pork char siu. In a plastic bag, combine the soy sauce, oyster sauce, sugar, sake, and sesame oil. Mix thoroughly. Add a thinly sliced ginger, crushed garlic clove, and green part of the long green onion, and mix. A relatively large amount of sugar in the marinade will make the meat moist and also give the outside a glossy texture. Next, tie the block of pork shoulder roast with cooking twine or oven-safe cotton string. As for the cut of the meat, shoulder roast has a moderate amount of fat, making it more tender and tastier than pork leg. Since you will be baking the meat in the oven, you can simply roll it up with a twine and tie it at the end. This will prevent the char siu from warping and keep it a presentable shape. Now, cut the twine and tie it up at the end. Pierce the pork with a bamboo skewer numerous times to help it to absorb the marinade. Pierce the other side with a bamboo skewer as well. Put the meat in the bag of the marinade. Then, lightly squeeze the meat. Remove the air from the inside and close the bag so that the whole meat should be covered with the marinade. Let it sit in the refrigerator for a full day or two. Occasionally turn the meat over and squeeze it gently. This will help the meat to absorb the marinade thoroughly. Now, it has passed a full day plus a few hours since the meat was marinated. Remove the meat from the refrigerator and bring it to a room temperature. Thoroughly drain the marinade and place the meat on a wire grill coated with vegetable oil. A lot of fat will fall on the baking sheet, so cover the sheet with aluminum foil to make it easy to clean up. Preheat the oven to 170 degrees Celsius and bake for about 50 minutes. Bringing the meat to room temperature means it doesn't feel cold to the touch. It is very important to avoid undercooking. Let's prepare the sauce for the char siu while baking. Transfer the remaining marinade to a small pot and heat it. When it reaches a full boil, thoroughly remove the foam. A lot of foam will keep appearing on the surface. Reduce the sauce until it thickens a little. Finally, remove the ginger root, garlic clove, and long green onion. And now it is ready. Save a portion of the sauce for the char siu in a bowl. Put the boiled eggs in a pot with the remaining sauce. When cooled, put the eggs and sauce in a clean plastic bag and store them in the refrigerator. By the way, each oven has different characteristics, so the baking time and temperature should be used as a guide only. If the surface of the meat doesn't brown evenly, rotate the baking sheet. You can also cover the meat with aluminum foil to keep it from browning further. After baking for about 50 minutes, let the char siu sit in the oven for about 10 more minutes instead of removing it immediately. During these 10 minutes, the juices will settle and the meat will continue to cook slowly and prevent it from being undercooked. Now, 10 minutes has passed, so remove it from the oven. Let it sit slightly more to cool. Avoid cutting the meat while it is still hot, so the juices will stay locked in the meat. Now, let's serve the Char Siu. This egg was marinated with the Char Siu sauce. Use a clean string to cut the egg. The marinated eggs are handy as a ramen topping, drinking snack or side dish. Cut the cooking twine and remove it from the Char Siu. The Char Siu has a glossy texture and it looks so delicious. Slice the Char Siu to the desired thickness. The deliciously roasted marinade gives off a fragrant, appetizing aroma. The inside is so juicy and tender. This is because we used a relatively large amount of sugar and sake. Arrange the sliced Char Siu on a plate along with the salad greens and the marinated egg. Finally, pour the saved sauce over the Char Siu and enjoy it as much as you want. You can also leave the marinated pork in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days. This will help the meat absorb the flavor thoroughly.
ジューシーで柔らかくて香ばしくて美味しいです。
You should always bring the meat to room temperature before cooking. If the inside is cold, it will turn out undercooked. When the oven door is opened, the temperature inside will drop rapidly, so be sure to close it as soon as possible. Good luck in the kitchen!
今からいちご狩りします。ハウスの中はこんな大きないちごがいっぱいです。これが美味しそう。ヘタが反り返ってるのがね、美味しいんですって。ほら。これ食べるね。甘い。今度これいきます。よいしょ。これもいただきます。これで最後にします。これね。よいしょ。大きいこれも。手ふじゃふじゃですね。最後の1個。甘い。こんなにたくさんこのハウス一人で食べてるんですよ。
お腹いっぱい食べました。今度は孫と一緒に来ようかな。満腹。今日お天気もいいし、とってもいい日でした。バイバイ。